All right, folks, welcome back to the channel. So, as I said, here is our neighbor's little Toyota Camry, and it is the awesome little 4-cylinder variable valve timing, fuel injected, 16 valve Toyota motor. These things, I think this car has a little over 100,000 miles. These things will go forever. So, what was going on is he's got a misfire on cylinder number 3, so he asked me if I'd change the coil packs and the plugs, and hopefully that's what it is. He did say that he put in some fuel injector cleaner and then it kind of started throwing the code. So either A, that's a fuel injector, or B, we've got plugs and coil packs that need to be replaced. So we're going to go ahead and try with the easiest stuff first. Obviously these are chain driven and they don't have a timing belt, so again, this is one of the most fabulous motors on the planet, these little Honda 4-cylinders. Luckily this Camry doesn't have the V6 where you have to take off the cowl and the windshield wiper motor and all that just to get to the back 3 injectors and spark plugs. So here's what we're looking at right now. Very good condition. Engine bay is clean. My understanding, he bought this car from a certified used Honda dealership. So it's got a AAA battery in it, and that's an indicator that somebody is not been mechanically inclined, but basically called AAA for a battery. And hopefully it didn't break down on the side of the road or anything like that. Looks like all the fuel fluids are good. Not sure about the coolant and the brake fluid there. It looks like, what do we got? Power steering. It's got the old power steering fluid reservoir there. Looks like the engine mounts are in good shape. These are those hydraulic ones down there, see, for the transmission and the engine mount themselves. And then it's got this giant catalytic converter here. Let's see what the oil looks like real quick while we got you here. Oh, that is clean. So yeah, we're going to be good. This little engine will go for a long time. Looks like a replacement alternator there, Denso. I don't think that wouldn't have been stock from Honda, so it looks like it's had an alternator replacement, which means alternators, starters, and batteries typically go out all at the same time. So you replace one, you know, you're looking at another one. Usually starts with the battery and the alternator because it's not charging. Well, the battery will short out in there, and then the alternator go out, and then eventually the starter will blow, or the solenoid on the starter. But in this case, looks like it starts and runs fine. I've got my little top-down scan tool, so I'll go get in here and see if it's tripping any other codes. We'll check the fuses. We'll check all the other fluids, and then we'll go ahead and we'll pop the engine cover off there, and we'll do the spark plugs, and I'll bring you back in just a minute with the follow-up to this video to what those spark plugs and those coil packs look like on the top of the engine. All right, stand by. Okay, back here on this little Toyota 4-cylinder, I've got the top cover removed, and basically it's a 10mm bolt. There's 2 holding right here, and then this entire engine cover comes off, or heat shield, if you will, beauty cover. You don't have to remove the oil fill cap here, but initial inspection doesn't look like these coils are very old, or coil packs, but I notice this is broken. So we've got a broken clip on cylinder number 3, cylinder 1 being the front of the engine, or the timing side, 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's go ahead and I'll disconnect. I'm going to do these individually, so I'm going to disconnect this plug, take out this coil pack, and it's going to take a 14mm socket for your spark plugs and an extension. And then I've got my torque wrench over there, and as well as some dielectric grease, so we'll do this appropriately, and also some thread protector. I've got some thread sealant, and also some anti-seize that we'll put on the threads of the spark plugs before we put it back in the aluminum cylinder head here. So come back in just a minute with that coil pack removed, and we'll look and pull out the spark plug and see what it looks like. Cylinder number 1. Back here, the little Toyota 4-cylinder. So we've got our injector coil pack, or excuse me, our spark plug coil pack here, and the little clip broke off, so I think we're going to have some brittle clips on these coil pack plugs. Yeah, so pulled off the coil pack itself. Looks fairly decent. I mean, there's some crud on there. These are a Toyota brand made by Denso, so that's kind of unique. It's got Denso spark plugs. So here is cylinder number 1, and man, that plug is old. It is an iridium plug, but compared to the new right here iridium plug that looks like he's using the NGKs, and there's the part number there. A lot cleaner, and I checked the gap, and on the one that I took out, it's like 0.40, and on the new ones, it's about 0.3637. So, yeah, quite a bit worn on those. These coil packs may be still good. I mean, we'll go ahead and replace them because that's what he wanted. But I think we might want to hang on to those in a box somewhere just for future use. At least one of them out of the 4 will be good, right? Or maybe you could sell them on the open market, Facebook Marketplace or something like that if somebody needs real quick repair. We'll go ahead and clean all this up, but I'm going to go ahead and get my anti-seize and my dielectric grease. We'll go ahead and reinstall the spark plug. I'll torque them down to the appropriate torque, put the new coil pack on there, plug it up, and then we'll do cylinder number 2, cylinder number 3, and cylinder number 4. Then we'll go in, we'll clear the codes, and we'll start the car and jump back on there. Okay, welcome back to the channel, folks. We got the little Toyota Camry engine all buttoned back up. We got all brand new coils, all brand new plugs. Each one of the connector, the little clip, snapped off. So got those held on there, and then of course put the plate on top, or the beauty cover, and that'll hold all that down. Come on over here and we'll look at the spark plugs and the coils themselves that we took out. So engine number 1 is passenger side. Okay, folks, we're back here with the 2007, 2008 Toyota Camry, the little 4-cylinder here. And we got the engine button back up, so we got brand new plugs, brand new coils back in there. Cleaned all the oil crud off of the top of the valve cover there. Looks like the engine's in pretty decent shape. Wiped off some of the corrosion over here. Cleaned up some of the covers. And of course, I'm not going to spray it down with WD-40. Doesn't need any of that in here. Really reliable little engine. So what we still got left to do is check a couple of more fluids on it, and then we'll go in there, we'll start it up, we'll clear the codes, and we'll see if anything else pops up. I think it's going to solve our problem, though. Let's jump over here and look at the coil packs and the spark plugs that came out. So again, timing chain side, cylinder number 1, 2, 3, 4, passenger side to driver side on this particular model. And here's exactly how these are laid out. So cylinder number 1 coil, you saw that whenever we took it out. A little bit of crud in there, you know, just some of that dielectric grease and assembly lube that they used. And this is an original Toyota part, so we'll keep that there. This is the spark plug that came out, and I showed you that a while ago, so it's sorry for the shaking hands here, but pretty good use. A lot of miles on them. This one here had a little bit of a oil fouling, so I don't think it, and really it wasn't tightened in there very well, so I don't think anybody used a torque wrench whenever they put these spark plugs in. But you see a lot of the old dielectric grease can seep down in there. But main thing is on those threads. I will say nobody used any kind of anti-seize on these, and of course very limited assembly dielectric grease on here. And down in the spark plug boot there in the coil pack, it looks like some of those little connectors have, I don't know if I can zoom down in there very well, but you see that little wire there? That shouldn't be there. So there's some spring has kind of popped off of that one. So good that we're doing this right now. Here's cylinder number 3, and this is the one that he said was doing the misfire. This probably has one of the worst spark plugs. You can see where it's arcing off to the side there. It's kind of oil fouled. And you know, this one it had a little bit of anti-seize on it, but NGK iridiums. And the funny thing is that is a different spark plug on cylinder number 3 that is on anything else. So as you can see, Denso and there's a Denso. So those the Denso parts are usually Toyota factory or direct OEM replacements. And then you come over here and you got a Denso, but on cylinder number 3, they replace it with just one NGK Iridium. So hey, different brands of spark plugs, different part numbers of spark plugs, hot, cold, whatever, may be our problem. Here is the coil pack. Doesn't look near as bad on serial number 3. Looks like we got a little bit of rubbing there. I think that's just some dirt or something from that cylinder head, and then or valve cover sleeve. And then you've got cylinder number 4 here. This one looks really good. This is one of the best looking spark plugs I took out, and there's no corrosion or anything like that. So this was sealed all nice and nice. There's a lot of miles on these plugs. You can see on the electrode tip there. So again, when I checked these with the feeler gauge, it was like I don't know, 46, 47, 48, something like that, as far as the gap. And they should be at somewhere between 38 and 43. So we will, there's cylinder number 4's coil pack, and just some of that dielectric grease or assembly lube that they use to put the coil pack down in there. This one also has the, it's really hard to shine down in there, but if you can see, there's the little spring pack has popped off. So yeah, hey, you've got a different spark plug in cylinder number 3. That might have been part of the problem. But there's the parts we used, and come back over here to the engine, looking really good. Looks like 2 of 23 on the battery, so we've got a couple of years left on that one. And I did pull out the transmission dipstick here. So the way you do that, just pull this little prong over, pull the dipstick out. Let's check and see how this looks. Oh, that's nice. Nice and red. Doesn't smell burnt or anything. Looks like it's appropriate level for a cold. Obviously the engine's not running or anything like that. And make sure whenever you guys on these engines, whenever you put the transmission fill tube or dipstick back in there, that you make sure that this little prong clips over that little retainer clip on here, because you don't want any transmission fluid out of there. Looks like we get a really good O2 sensor here, so probably won't be any issues with smog. I did find one of the valve cover cap bolts right here was loose. I went ahead and torqued that down again, and then these nuts, these cap nuts, are kind of rusted, but other than that, that's just condensation gets on the top of the engine. But that beauty cover will go first, and those are cheaper than a cylinder head or a valve cover. But yeah, everything looks really good. Didn't check the power steering fluid. It looks like it's at its max, and I'm parked on the hill here, so I don't have any washer fluid, otherwise I'd fill that up for them. And the brake fluid looks fine. It's right where it should be. Again, I'm on a hill. I didn't clean the map sensor, and I didn't check the air filter. So let's jump in the car. I'm going to go ahead and hook up my scan tool. We'll start it, and then we'll clear the codes, see if any pop back up, and I think we'll be done with this project. So again, real easy, couple hour project there. Maybe you can do it in 15 minutes. I took my time and used all the torque specs and plug gaps and double checked the spark plugs and everything. And again, you know, if you're out there and you're in a dire situation, obviously you can replace the spark plug with a different brand or model, but or part number. But this is the first time I taken apart spark plugs and had a totally different spark plug brand, NGK, on a cylinder versus the stock Denzos or the OEM replacement Denzos there. So be careful with that. Something to look for. Hope that helps, and we'll get back to another project. Yeah, we're back here at the little 07/08 Toyota Camry, and we changed the spark plug in the coil pack. I just did the scan on the ECU and the engine, and cleared all the codes. It's going to need to be driven for about 10 miles to get the emissions system and the catalyst all able to read. Right now it's running really good. It's right at about 800-900 RPM. I've got the air conditioning off. When I turn the air conditioning on, watch the RPM. It jumps up to about 1,200 or so, maybe right at 1,000. Real nice, smooth running engine. I'll turn the air conditioner off and we'll watch that RPM drop right back down to where it should be. And we got it up to temperature. And let's jump over and listen to this nice little sewing machine engine. These are wonderful little engines on these cars. They'll go forever. I mean, just keep the oil changed, the routine maintenance. Really nice purring little engine here. Yeah, real nice. So I think before I button this up, I'm going to go ahead and pop that air cover off of the air filter and see if we can look at that real quick. I'll shoot a video on that just to, you know, confirm that there's any issue on that. I'm not going to mess around with the airflow sensor there, mass airflow sensor. I don't have any more cleaner for it, so we'll leave that alone. But I'm going to take a look at that air filter, and that's about all I'd recommend on this car. Maybe a new battery and keep the oil change and go from there. This thing will go for a long time. Make sure that air conditioner is charged up and we've got appropriate amount of oil, because that's one thing that will drop the engine RPM whenever you're at a stoplight, and it'll cause the engine to, or even if it's in park, it'll cause the engine to, the RPMs to kind of bounce around a little bit if that AC compressor is not getting adequate lubrication, or if it doesn't have enough freon pressure in there. And that's somewhat easy to do, but real simple check at any AutoZone, auto parts store, or anything like that. So, all right, so we'll wrap this up, and looks like we got a successful project. If that air filter looks any bad, I'll do another video, but otherwise I'm going to think it's okay, and then we'll go from there. All right, take care, folks.